Hello everyone. In today's session, we are going to see about the integer functions. So generally, what is the use of integer functions means we can make use of the integer parameters like addition, subtractions. We can use the integer parameter to do the functions like addition, subtraction, division, multiplication and mod function. Okay, so here you can get the instruction list. Can you see here we are having the integer function. In that subdivision we are having addition underscore I. What is that I means? It is an integer. Okay. So in Siemens, for double integer, for floating point number, for integer, we are having a different instruction block. Okay. For example, see here this addition block is there and again another addition block is there. Fine. So this addition block is for integer and this addition block is for double integer. And we are also having another addition block which is specially for the real numbers, that is floating point number. We'll see that in the next session. Okay, floating point number, integer function will floating point number, arithmetic function will see there. Okay, this is not common for all the PLC. In Allen Bradley, in some other PLC and all, there will be only one addition block. Fine. But here in Siemens, we are having a different block, different arithmetic block for different data types. Got it? So let's move on to the topic today. We'll do the integer functions for integer and double integer. Right. So what I'm going to do means first I'll take the addition block. I just connected one input and one output. In between I'm going to connect the addition block. So just look into it. What is the input to the addition block? There are two parameters. One is there are three inputs. Just a minute. I'll just remove this so that you get to know better. See here. When I took the block, it is having three inputs and two outputs. Fine. So the EN is the enable block, enable input. Fine. So for this we should give the bool data type. That may be any one of the digital parameter. I'm just connecting I 0.0. Fine. So EN is the block enable input. That means it is like a rung condition. Fine. So another one, IN1. This is the input 1 and this is the input 2, integer. Right. IN1 is the integer 1 and IN2 is the integer 2. That means we are going to do the addition of these two parameters. Whatever you want to do the functions like arithmetic function, anything, you need to give to this IN1 and IN2. This IN1 and IN2 is common for all. Can you see here? If I take a subtraction block, here also IN1, IN2 is there. Because we need to do the subtraction between these two integers like that. Got it? So, coming to the output side, it is having ENO. Output enable. Fine. And one more output point is there. Here it will result the addition of two integers. Got it? Fine. So ENO is the block enable. Like for example, if this I 0.0 is on, which one you are going to connect here, that will also on. I'm just connecting one output here. Okay. So whenever I 0.0 is on, Q 0.0 will be in a on condition. Got it? So what I need to give here, I'm just giving 5 here. See, it is accepting. It is a constant number. No, it is accepting. And I'm just giving 4 here. I'll just go for online. It is asking one or more address are filled in or not filled in. What does that mean? Here it is a question mark. Here I need to give something. Since it is a input, I can fill with the constant number. But this one is the output. I should give some address or something. Right. So I'm just giving MW6. Any address you can give. I'm just giving MW6. Okay. Let's move on to the simulation part. Fine. So what will happen? This 5 and 4 will be added and stored in MW6. Got it? Now the addition block is not enabled. Why? Because the input condition is in a off condition. Correct? So let's turn on I 0.0 first. Just a minute. It should be bit. Correct. So now I'm going to turn on I 0.0. See, when I give the input condition, the addition block get enabled and it's storing the value of 9 in MW6. Why it is 9? Because 5 plus 4 is 9. So if I disable, MW6 is retained with 9. Fine. Because once it is happened, right? The addition is once happened, so it is retaining it. See here, Q 0.0 is off because I 0.0 is in a off condition. Fine. So this is the constant, this 5 and 4 I have given before coming to the simulation. If you know the values are constant means you can go with this method. Or else, if the values are not constant, it will get vary. I want to give the number in runtime. That case, you can give the address. What address you need to give here? Since it is an integer block, you need to give the integer address. If you have any doubt in giving the address, just put a cursor near the question mark. It will give you what you want to give. What address you need to give. It is giving INT. I'll show you again. Can you see INT? Again, INT. Correct. So that means I need to give both integer address here. So I'm giving MW0 and here I'm giving MW2. Why I have given MW2? Because MW0 will take MW1 also. One channel is having 8 bits, so integer will take 2 channels, 16 bit. Got it? So now we will go for the online. See, now MW0 and MW2 are 0, 0. Correct na? Let's see. I'm turning on. Okay. In a previously somewhere we have used the MW0. No? That time it was 100. We have not cleared that. That's what it is showing. 0 plus 100 is 100. Now I'm going to change the value of MW0. How to change the value? In a comparator we have seen, no, the same thing I'm going to do. Click on the small line, right click, modify. I'm going to give 89. So what is the answer now? 189. Got it? For example, if I turn off the input, now I am giving some random number. Now I am changing the value of MW. I am just giving 23. Okay. The addition was not happening. Why? Input condition is false. That's the reason. So if I enable the input condition, it will add both the values and will store that in MW6. Got it? Right? Okay, let me check whether the block need this is mandatory or not. What if I am not giving I 0.0? Let's check that. So it is not mandatory. So it is not mandatory in the terms like the addition block will work with the rung. The rung is connected with the rail, no? So it is taking that condition. Okay. So the problem with we are not putting the input condition. The problem with this type is the control is not in our hand. So addition will continuously do. For example, see, MW2 is the running number. It is coming from the field which is running, maybe. Okay. That time this one is continuously changing. Correct now? So if the control is in our hand, we can stop the performance of addition block. So that's what the important of input before the addition block. So see here, I have not given any input condition. So if the value is running, always it will do the addition. Suppose even though if the value is coming, I don't want to perform the addition means that time you can turn off your input condition. Here since I have not given any input, I need to do like this. So better always give a input so that a control should be in your hand. If you don't want to perform the addition function, you can turn off this. That's the important of input condition. Not only for addition block, generally I am telling for all the rungs you are writing, there should be some control in a programmer hand. Okay, fine. So this is why we need to work with the addition block. The same thing we are going to do with subtraction block. Let's do that. Here also we can give the constant numbers. Fine. So let's go for online. What it will do if I give, it will subtract 10 with a 2. Okay. 2 from 10. in1 minus in2. Okay, that's what it is, 8. So let's check whether it is accepting negative number or not. Obviously it will accept. Okay, here I will give MW2 and output. Okay, fine, output let it be MW6. Now yeah, I'm turning on. So both the values are there, so it is subtracting. Now I'm going to change the value as 0. So what is the answer? Minus 23. Got it? Why it is minus 23? Because it is subtracting from the first number. Okay. So 0 minus 23. Same thing we have seen in a comparator also, right? First number only it will take for the first position. Okay. So 0 minus 23. Like that only it will take. If I give this as 0, it will be 0. Got it? So this is how we need to work with the integer functions. I'll take multiplication. I'm going to give MW0, MW2, MW6. Let we perform another function also by putting another rung. Yeah, so instead of this I'm going to put division. Okay, so I'll give the same thing, MW0, MW2, and this is MW. This should be different. Output should be different, no? See, input you can give to both the blocks, that's fine. But here I have given MW6, so I should give a different address here. That's what I have given here. Same thing. This output is already used, so I need to give a different output here. Fine. Let's go for online. So 0, 0 multiplication 0, 0, 0 division is 0. Now I'll change 9. 9 into 0, 0. 9 by 0, 0. Now I'm going to change MW2 as 3. So there it will be 27. Here it will be 3. Okay. Got it? Yeah. So we'll go with double integer blocks. So what is the use of double integer blocks? So here you need to give, you can give the big numbers. Fine. So can you see when I keep the cursor near the question mark, it is asking me dint. That means you should give the double integer address. So I'll give MD0. Here it will be MD4. Why MD4? Because it will take 4 channels. This is MD8. Here I'll take subtraction double integer. I'm going to give the same number. Why I'm giving the same number means instead of giving inputs differently, I'm going to give the inputs same. Got it? Let's run. Yeah. So already some values were there in MD0. So it is just doing the subtraction between them. Okay. Now here also obviously some values will be there. Same, you know, this one, this one. So it is doing the addition. It is doing the subtraction. I have not given this number, but previously when we were used this MD0, no, that time we have given this number. That's what it is taking. If you want to change this, you can. That's it. You can change like this. Okay. Yeah. So like that, you can perform the addition and subtractions. Okay. Yeah. If you want to see the output, click on the network one so that you can visit everything. You can see everything. Now, we'll do the division and multiplication. I will put a division here. and I'll put a multiplication here. So same address I'm going to give. So here also MD0, MD4, here it should be MD12. Got it? So we'll perform. So as I have already told, we have a different blocks for the integer and double integer. So it will perform the multiplication function, it will perform the division function. Okay, I'll reduce this number size. I'll just give 2. See, it is multiplying and this is doing the division. Got it? So this output is enabled because en is on. So if I turn off that, the function performed, the answer was stored in the output side, no, MD8 and MD12, that retains same, but this block is disabled. So if you change now, nothing will happen. If you change now, it will not perform the function. Why? Because input condition is off. If you turn on the input condition, it will do the function. Got it? Yeah. So we have one more function which is pending, that is mod function. What is the use of mod function? Mod function will give the remainder value, right? So I'll give same we'll go for online. Okay, so for understanding, I'm just giving the small number. Okay, 100 I'll give, and here I'm going to give 3. So what is 100 by 3? What is the remainder we are having? 1, correct? Let's see. Can you see? Mod function will give the remainder value. Okay, so it is giving 1 as the answer here. So we'll change. We'll give 2. What is the remainder? 0. Correct. I'll give 5. I'll give 6 now. 4 is the remainder. Correct. 94 will be coming. 96 will be coming. So 4 is the remainder. Got it? So mod function we have in a double integer block. Okay. So this is how we need to work with the integer functions. So in the next session we will see how to do the arithmetic function for the floating point numbers and what are the remaining blocks we are having in a floating point instructions. Fine. So until then, bye.